Hello, the running community. Firstly, apologies. This is probably 2 weeks out. I should have posted this 2 weeks ago. Probably a day after my virtual London Marathon. So I've been like, need to do a post. Haven't got around to it. Quite a busy few weeks. I did think then I'll wait for my virtual London medal, but I'm still waiting for it. Apparently they're sending them out in waves, so it could be at the end of October that I actually get our medal and shirt. I know other people have got their medals and shirts, which is fantastic, but hey ho, I'm a patient guy, so I shall wait and see what happens. So, firstly, congratulations to everyone who completed the London Virtual Marathon and the other virtual marathons and distances over the last couple of weeks. It's been incredible to see within the community. The support has been absolutely fantastic in the running community group. Really incredible stuff. For the people doing VLM London Marathon, yeah, the run itself, there was quite a few people doing it in the group and quite a few people I was following and people following me back, so the support that we gave each other was really, really nice. Coming to the day itself, didn't expect the weather that we had, to be honest with you. Windy, rainy, about 9 Celsius, so it was quite a thing getting up in the morning, and where it was windy and rainy and about 8 or 9 Celsius, do I wear a vest? Do I wear a shirt? Man, it plays up on your mind quite a bit. I even thought, do I wear a lightweight running jacket? You know, hard on the borderline decision there. Luckily I went with this shirt, funny enough, wearing it today. Just went for it with a tee rather than a vest. Didn't go for the running jacket, which was the right decision, because although it was 9 Celsius and yes, windy and rainy, you soon heat up, and doing that kind of distance for that long, the last thing you want to do is have to keep stopping, taking your jacket off and so on. I know some people obviously had the opportunity probably to have a jacket on and take it off and quickly stick it down there, but where I had a backpack on with my water bladder in and so on, I didn't have that choice really, because there's nothing wrong with stopping, but I didn't want to stop. I wanted to try myself personally to get it done in one go, and I would have had to have stopped, taken my backpack off, took the jacket off, and yeah, put the backpack back on. So not something I was actually looking to do. Luckily I didn't have to do that. The run itself, so yeah, first time I've done a solo marathon. I really did do it completely on my own, as a virtual solo marathon run. I had a route going through something called the Downs Leak, where a railway line used to be. You go down to the Downs Leak to Shoreham, and then on to Brighton basically. Now, firstly, the route itself is a nice route. It's a fairly busy route for runners and cyclists, to be honest with you. So I knew there'd be other runners doing it. I thought I'd definitely see a few numbers out there doing the virtual London Marathon, which I did. But yeah, I'll never have another solo run like that. Never ever. So on the route itself, when I was doing the run, the support of people was absolutely out of this world. I couldn't believe it. I literally couldn't believe it. So you had families and kids stopping and clapping and cheering me on. Obviously I wore my number, so they kind of probably knew what I was doing. And it was amazing how many people were aware of the virtual London Marathon run. But yeah, man, I was welling up, people stopping to actually clap and, you know, urge me on and keep me going. That was continuous throughout that whole run. Probably towards the end not so much because I was running up a bit of a cliffside, but yeah, throughout most of the run, support was just incredible. Cars were beeping to show support, opening their windows, thumbs up, clapping. Probably shouldn't clap when they're driving, but yeah, it was immense. And to see other people wearing the numbers, yeah, that was just really, really a massive boost to me during the run. All the support, seeing the other runners, massive, massive boost. There was one stage of the run, I think about halfway through, there was you know, a guy running with 2 other females, and I got chatting to him. He actually recorded me on his phone. I'd like to find out who he was. He was in front of me, heard me come in and recorded me on the phone, and I was actually running with them all and talking to them for about 3 minutes, which was really nice. But I said, sorry, I've got to go because I didn't want to stop my consistency. But we were just talking to each other about what distance we're doing, how far in we are, where we were finishing and so on. So that was amazing as well. I really want to find out who it was, but yeah, I haven't as of yet. So it would be nice to. And the run itself, I was meant to go down Downsley, go towards Shoreham, and sorry if you don't know these places, but I've got to say it like it is. And I was going to do a little loop around a riverside bit, but where I was running down, I could see that little loop, or part of that loop I was going to do over the other side of the river, and you could tell it was in a boggy state, and there was a bit of a climb and a gate, so I was like, no, I don't think I'm doing this. I don't think I'm doing the loop. So it caused a bit of a controversy at the end, because luckily my wife thankfully dropped me off for the run, and she was meant to pick me up, and I think I said I was going to finish in Hove or something like that. And so I didn't do loop. I carried on running through Brighton, which was quite nice because I had some of the Brighton Marathon half marathon route, although I decided to stay on the other side of the road rather than the route that goes on properly. I don't know why, I just felt the flow of doing that. The run itself as well, God, during, I was getting into a rhythm for the first 7 miles, which was quite nice. Again, I think I said a number of times in my previous videos, I wasn't going for a time. I just wanted to do, what I felt like doing on the day. Most of my training runs, I was going out, saying that all the time, and I was probably hitting anything between 8:30 minute mile to 8:45 minute mile. And I ended up doing 8:33 minute mile and finishing in 3 hours 44 minutes, and I was absolutely over the moon with that. I wasn't doing a PB or going for a PB, it wasn't a PB, but I was still, the weather, the wind and rain to get that time, I was so happy with that. Yeah, unbelievable, really pleased with it. But yeah, so where I've changed my route, I went straight away through Brighton and up to Rottingdean basically, so you start going up where a cliff is basically uphill, so I wasn't planning to finish uphill. Yeah, after about 5 miles, up to 10 miles, 12 miles, and onto about 14 miles, I started to get a really big buzz. The support, like I said, was amazing to give you that urge to go on and that confidence, but I really felt absolutely buzzing. From miles 14 to miles 21, I was just in this incredible zone. I was like, wow, this is good. I think I pulled out a couple of 17 minute miles around that area. I just felt fantastic. I was clapping people back who were cheering me on and stuff like that. And then when I got to mile 21, where I'm coming up through Hove and then going through Brighton, the wind was blowing. I had it in my direction a little bit, which was nice, but it's still, it wasn't great weather. And yeah, about mile 21 I did slow down a bit, which was actually fine. Where I slowed down a bit, I said, right, okay, keep at this pace, I don't need to go any faster, I'm doing it to finish the distance. So I just stayed at that pace and started doing about, I think it's about 9:20 minute miles, something like 9:30 minute miles, which I felt good at the time, and yeah, I finished in Rottingdean going slightly uphill. I actually finished at a building which was Blind Veterans UK, and it was a hell of a building. So that was an interesting place to finish. I wasn't going to finish there. I'll tell you something else about that. Where I did finish, it was where you stop. Obviously, I needed to get warm quite quick, and where I finished somewhere else where I shouldn't have been finishing, I didn't want to contact my wife to pick me up until I finished the race. That was just mentally what I wanted to do. So I was always a bit silly doing that anyway, because as soon as you stop you need to get warm, and the only thing I had was a light running jacket in my backpack with my water bottle. So it was a bit risky doing that. I probably wouldn't do it like that again, but it was just for my mental state that I wanted to get the distance done, so I weren't thinking about ringing my wife within 3 miles to go. I probably should have done, but I just didn't want to at the time, and I didn't. So I went up to this Blind Veterans UK building, and I rang my wife to tell her I finished the run, the distance, and unfortunately she was 50 minutes away, so just under an hour. I was like, bugger, that's not good. And I was already getting quite cold. So this building, I found that there was a brick and a gap and a brick and a gap, brick wall and a gap. So I found some shelter because the rain and wind really started coming, especially where we were higher up a cliff. So I went into this bit of shelter, and I did notice there was 2 CCTV cameras behind me, so I didn't feel, it was a private building, so I was a bit like, oh god, okay, this is a bit risky. But I put my jacket on, and my wife was on the way anyway, 50 minutes. So it's a funny bit to do. So 2 people from in the building did come out and say hello. And I put my head around the wall and said, hi. I explained to them my whole situation, showed them my race number and what I was doing, and they were actually really interested in my story as I'm sitting there kind of shivering away, moving my body like this. I said to the lady, look, if you need me to move, I'll definitely move, or I'll go down to the subway, but there was a subway at the bottom of the road I could have gone into. She said, no, don't go anywhere, stay where you are. So they said I could stay there, thankfully. It was still a bit nippy, but at least it was some shelter. Anyway, they went back in, them 2. And about 3 minutes later, another guy from the building come out, and he said to me, "Can I get you a cup of tea?" And I'll tell you what, I was just like, yes, cup of tea, come on. I know I don't really have sugar in tea, but I said to him, yes, please, please, and 2 sugars. So yeah, 5 minutes later, he went back in, 5 minutes later, come out and bought me a tea. Oh my God, the relief and luck about that was incredible. I've got to give him a donation, I still haven't done it yet, but I'm going to give him a donation, Blind Veterans UK, because yeah, that was massive to come out and offer me a cup of tea. He did say he would have let me in the building, but because of restrictions and COVID and so on, he can't do that. But wow, what a weird end to my run, you know, to my virtual London Marathon 1. Relieved to do it, shivering my butt off basically. But also actually ecstatic that I did it. I was woohooing at the end when I stopped my watch. I was shouting out woohoo. Wasn't anyone around, I don't care if there wasn't anyone around, but there wasn't. But yeah, just an incredible journey really. Hard to explain, you know. I run quite a bit on my own anyway, as most people know. But to do a solo run at that distance was a challenge, you know. I think it's a challenge for anyone, a hell of a challenge. But I will never have a solo run like that again. Literally because of the support I got. I can't imagine I ever have a solo run like that again, where I've got families and kids stopping, clapping, cheering you on. And obviously seeing other people race numbers on. Not a solo run like that ever again. So it's something I'm going to cherish, I think, for a very long time. And that's why I'm quite eager. Come on, get in the middle, get the t-shirt. But no, it's a hell of a run on my own. Solo, emotional at the same time, exciting, just all sorts of emotions playing through my head during the run. But good ones, mostly all good ones. And yeah, just pleased to finish and to go into the group, back into the running community group on Facebook that day, and see everyone else's runs and they completed the Virgin London Marathon virtual one was, yeah, just beautiful to come back and read through all the people who completed the virtual London Marathon run. Really inspiring stories that I read, and it was beautiful to come and post up my own story and get the support that I did. So yeah, congratulations to everyone in the running community group, and not just the group, runners from all over the world. Big congratulations to you all. I think there's about 44,000 people who did the virtual London Marathon, so wow, a hell of a number, and well done, well done. So what next? Oh, I don't know. So everyone, or not everyone, some people have quite a big dip after completing that distance. It kind of hits you for 2 weeks. You have this massive high, and over the next few days you can have this massive low. And I've had it a few times, I felt quite stale afterwards, and you think you have a 2 weeks or 1 or 2 weeks just a bit not doing much running, thinking what's next. But yeah, the best advice I can give on that is try and get a target, or a target, not a distant target, but something, any target really, to get back into your running. Try and keep going rather than letting that dip stop you from running. Try and have something in your mind, or write something down. I haven't done that myself yet, if I'm totally honest with you. I have been out for a few runs since, but yeah, my next one, marathon wise, is in October at London Marathon next year. I might try and do one before that. We'll see how we go and try and find an event. We'll see what happens. But this winter for me, I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. I think I mentioned before I started my London Marathon training, where I didn't think anything was going to happen. I was going to try and get my 5k time down, so that could well be something that I have an aim for over the winter period. I'd like to get sub 20 again. That would be nice. That's a personal target for me, but maybe for you, you can get sub 35, sub 30, sub 25, whatever you want. Try and set a target. That's my best advice I can give. I think it's important, and I think it'll keep you going. Always lovely to have a target. So yeah, I hope I haven't bored you too much. I've travelled on quite a bit here, but I wish you all the best, guys. Stay safe, and we'll speak again very, very soon. Take care. Bye.